you, Madam Speaker. So for too long, the people of the Northern Territory were let down by a government that promised accountability but delivered the exact opposite. From 2016 right through to 2024, the Labor government in the Territory failed a fundamental test of leadership, to be honest, to be transparent and to listen to the community. Madam Speaker, we know that crime in the Northern Territory did not spiral out of control overnight. It was made worse year after year by a government that buried reports, dodged scrutiny and preferred press conferences to the plain truths. They chose secrecy over transparency, spin over substance and political survival over the safety of Territorians. When our communities raised their voices, they were brushed aside. When frontline police, community organisations and local leaders offered solutions, they were left out of the conversation altogether. Instead of genuine consultation, all we got was a closed door, decisions made behind closed doors, stitched up committees and top-down directives with no input from the people who know the Territory best, Territorians themselves. The tragic reality is clear. Crime, antisocial behaviour and violence worsened under their watch, but not because we lacked answers, but because we lacked leadership willing to face up the truth. For 8 long years, the previous Labor government treated crime statistics as a public relations problem to be managed, rather than a community crisis to be fixed. And who paid the price? Ordinary Territorians, families who feel unsafe in their homes, small businesses counting the cost of break-ins, frontline workers stretched beyond their limits. I clearly remember the former Labor government when approached by small business owners, pleading for help after being broken into again and again and again. All they said was, keep increasing your security, put up more CCTV, put up more roller shutters, and no action to stop the actual behaviour. Businesses, families, children and communities all left behind when the former Labor government stopped listening. We deserve better than this culture of secrecy. We deserve better than promises without action. We deserve a government that openly consults, works hand in hand with police, service providers, victims, business owners, residents and everyone. And above all, we deserve leadership that puts people's safety ahead of politics. We don't deserve the cherry picking and the twisting of information to suit the narrative of those opposite. That is the change Territorians have demanded, and that is what we are giving them. The failures of the Labor government between 2016 and 2024 will not be repeated by this Finocchiaro CLP government. Because Territorians are strong, Territorians are resilient, but Territorians should not have to face crime on their own. It's time for a government that puts up with safety, puts the safety of our people first, and refuses to hide the truth from those it serves. We've heard again and again from those opposite about consultation, transparency, allowing time to do the work. Well, Madam Speaker, did you know that between 2016 and 2024, the previous Labor government in the Northern Territory pushed through a significant number of legislative changes, frequently without the thorough consultation or transparency with the public and relative authorities? During the 13th and 14th Assemblies, the Labor government's tenure, many bills were passed, covering issues from crime and law enforcement to resource management and social policy. These legislative pushes included major reforms and contentious changes, like adjustments to sentencing laws, bail reforms, and the overhaul of crime statistics reporting methods. But unlike our changes to date, the former government made changes that put the criminals' rights ahead of the rights of victims. The Labor government was known for pushing through bills through parliamentary sessions rapidly, often limiting opportunities for detailed review, community input or transparent reporting on the rationale and impact of changes. The frequency and style of lawmaking led to widespread criticism from local authorities and the public, particularly on crime-related policy, where the voices from frontline services and victims groups were routinely sidelined. This saw multiple amendments and new acts related to criminal law, policing and public order, often passed without extensive consultation with the police, with the communities, a process widely seen as lacking in transparency. The absence of genuine engagement on key crime legislation fuelled public frustration and concerns about effectiveness and fairness in addressing Territory crime rates. 3 words, Madam Speaker: pot, kettle, black. In May 2024, the NT's Anti-Discrimination Commissioner wrote to the then AG, the member for Gwadja, regarding legislative changes being pushed through on urgency, stating that he was disappointed that he wasn't consulted prior to the bill being introduced, especially given that those changes intended to exclude the application of the Anti-Discrimination Act. Madam Speaker, we have had our government, the Leo Finocchiaro CLP government, has had continual consultation with the NT Police Association. We are continually talking to police. We are continuing to talk to Territorians. Madam Speaker, I'm talking to people in and around the Fannie Bay, the Parup shops. We want these changes. We are sick and tired of people continually breaking the law, continually allowed to be disrupting the lives of ordinary law-abiding citizens. These changes will help with that. We will have additional police out in the street that can help monitor and control what happens in and around our suburbs. This legislative change is a simple administrative change to allow us to get on with the job of securing police public safety officers. And Madam Speaker, I commend this amendment to the House.